Bitcoin is not crashing. It's not exploding either. This pause, this is where a lot of people get shaken out and where real money actually positions itself. Now, of course, I'm on to stocks. I love stocks, but I also have 6 figures in Bitcoin. So I just want to pay attention to it more going into 2026. But if Bitcoin breaks this 100,000 level, it isn't hype. It is math. And so what I want to do today is get on a chart and break down something for you that I saw over the holidays just looking at Bitcoin. Of course, you know that is one of the most emotional assets in the world. When it's going up, everybody becomes a genius. When it pulls back, everybody starts to screaming it's a crash and Bitcoin is a scam. But the market, well, they don't move off emotion like that. They move off structure. And today, I'm going to show you what I think Bitcoin is actually doing using a weekly chart, using a daily chart so that we can set ourselves up. It's simple logic that anybody can understand, so I'm not about to be like I'm a genius or I'm brilliant. It's just looking at the chart saying, this is not hype, this is not a prediction. It's really just positioning. So make sure you like and subscribe to this video, man. Make sure that you help us out because that's going to help the channel go. I won't waste your time. I won't get straight into Bitcoin. So let's get to it, y'all. Now, let's start with the weekly chart because this is where people can get clarity. So there's a trend that goes back to 2017. Since then, Bitcoin has done 3 things over and over and over again. It trends higher, it pulls back hard, and then it consolidates, then breaks higher again. So let's watch this in motion so that we can see it and I can show it to you. We open this up and then we just used our line, our trend line. And we go from 2017, right? That's here. And then after we went from 2017, just look here, right? Not hard to do, not hard to see, right? Nothing hard right there, right? So here's what we see. 2017, we start here, and then we get another touch here. Then up here, pull back from all-time high. Now, those are essential for us to see, right? Those is not hard, but every single major Bitcoin cycle looks violent when we look at it up close and personal. But if you get calm and zoom out, you'll see that this blue trend line has never been broken, right? And that matters when we're looking at Bitcoin because trend lines are important for us because trends don't end quietly, y'all. They end after people get euphoric, people get excited, not when people get bored. Now, right now, we truly got to ask ourselves this. The market isn't in this euphoric feeling right now, right? The market is actually being impatient, and a lot of people are truly giving up on it. And what I want to do is show you something that I think is like really of some importance. But in order to talk importance, we got to talk key levels, not lines, not indicators, just logic. And there are 2 prices to me when I'm looking at Bitcoin that really, really matter. And let's dig into that so you can see it on the chart without me just trying to speculate to you. Let's look at what I feel are 2 important areas if we're looking at Bitcoin. The first area that I would say is up here around 109, right? Somewhere in this area, right? And the reason why that's important is because that becomes a form of resistance. We saw it happen a couple of times, right? That's where sellers showed up before. And the second place I would like to look at for us if we're looking at Bitcoin is right here around this 75 area. And the reason why this area is important because not only did it become support here, but it also is in line with this other previous all-time high, which is about 73,241. Those are important areas for me. Why? Because it was a previous high that we fell off to, and then it also became really close support. So now inside of that inside of that rectangle is important to me. If I'm looking at Bitcoin, I'm saying, okay, can we get back to that 109? Or do we fall back down to 73 and get some type of support before we go back up? You feel what I'm saying right here? All right, so as we broke this down on a weekly, we'll just go through that again. I see that anything between 109 and anything between 73 is just digestion right now. So it's not so much as to go crazy. But if it fell down as far as 49,871, I will call that my deep support. And that level right there would be where I will buy as much as I can right there with Bitcoin, right? So again, my goal right now, I see it just in the digestion phase, right? And if we're looking at it again, we're looking at the weekly, we paying attention to since 2017, that trend line is intact. It hit all-time high a couple times, then fell off, right? And once it fell off, it stayed in this digestive area. So it didn't come all the way back down to previous all-time high support of 73,000, but it did wick it earlier back in 2025. All right, now let's get to the daily because I think this is important for us to see. This is what really caught my eye. So now that you got our key levels marked out on there, here's what I want to point out to you. And I got to point this out because it is important to see. So right here, we have this bear flag forming, right? That is your bear flag forming. 100% cannot deny that that bear flag is right there in motion. But I want to show you something that I think is cool for us to see. Because if we look inside of that bear flag, right? I noticed something that was key right here, right? Inside of this bear flag, if we open this up a little bit more, notice here, we never came back and tested the low of that. We never came back and tested that low of that flag. We never came back and touched that. We stayed within another range. And again, things could range for some time, right? But we stayed inside of that range, right? And so for me, I'm like, damn, that's interesting because I understand how violent Bitcoin is. We all understand how violent it can be and how it can fall down and how it can go crazy, right? So in my mind, I'm saying to myself, all right, well, it didn't come back and touch that lower level of 81, which we already talked about support being at the area of 73. It didn't touch that. And so my mind says to me, if it can break this area, which will put it at about 94, 95, if it can break that, and then I'm interested in seeing something. I'm gonna be real, y'all. I'm interested in seeing what happens once it gets to 98, right? Once it gets to 98, I want to ask myself, does it bounce off that previous? Does it bounce off that support right there, right? Because support turns into what? Resistance. Does it bounce off that? So two things have to happen first. It has to break outside of the box, which is a consolidation zone that it's been in, which is the consolidation of the flag. Once it breaks out of the flag, does it goes to 98? And what happens there? And in my mind, I think it'll go back to, we'll get to 100,000, right? And then you have what's called the January effect in place. And so the thing about the January effect is simple. Like we understand that, end of the year, people are selling assets that didn't make it, that underperformed. They taking out their losers. And then they want to put their money in new money. They want to put their money in new assets that underperform. We know that Bitcoin underperformed. Now, think about this. There's a strong move down, right? We know one thing, that is a lot of supply, but then it got really, really tight sideways. Now, I'm not saying that's exhaustion, but of course you had a holiday and you had the holiday, so not a lot was going on. But even before then, it just stayed in that range. So that tells us that pressure is building, not so much excitement. Right now, we know Bitcoin can have these huge, violent drawdowns, and then it can take back off and just do what it wants to do because Bitcoin doesn't have a CEO. Bitcoin doesn't have earnings. It's straight just people looking for liquidity. Bitcoin is emotional because people are just looking for liquidity. It doesn't have guidance, and people love the speculation play. So it's pure liquidity and belief that's driving Bitcoin. So I truly think that Bitcoin can get to 100,000. Right. And that's going to be key. Breaking that 98,000, getting to that 109 from 109. That's when it gets really exciting. Now, I'm not going to be here to say, yeah, we got to go to 200,000 and all that. That's not my thing. Y'all know I love stocks and I love paying attention to stocks. But if I'm looking at the chart on Bitcoin, I was real interested looking at it this week. And I'm telling myself, yo, it just got really quiet. And it's the same thing that it did right here. Watch this. It did the same exact thing right here. Right? Had that violent downturn, then it just consolidated, then spike up. And then it did the same thing again, right? It had this, it wasn't as violent, but it consolidated, spike up, came down, spike up, right? So I'm thinking that same thing can happen here. I'm thinking in my mind, again, this is not me predicting. Of course, I already said I can see it going to 73, hitting that 73 and going as low as 49,000. So I'm putting that out there that it can do that, right? But on the flip side, I'm not pessimistic. I am optimistic that we can get that 98,000. And then from there, we can go to 109. And I'm interested to see what Bitcoin does. But again, if it falls to 49,000, I'm 100% willing to buy more. Again, I already have 6 figures in Bitcoin. So I truly think that this is a good opportunity to see what's going on. As we can see, this is live. So currently, Bitcoin is up to 90,000. Another 8,000 ain't going to kill it. I truly see that happening. Let me know in the comments what you think, because this is not hype. This is not me trying to make everybody buy Bitcoin. This is me just giving you my synopsis on what I can see happening in Bitcoin over the next couple months, especially in January with the January effect in full play. It's your boy, the Wall Street Trapper, man. If this video helped you, let me know that it helped you. If you see what I see, let me know you see what I see, right? Bitcoin doesn't need me to believe in it. It doesn't need you to believe in it. It just needs the people who believe in it to have time and liquidity. So that's what I wanted to put out for y'all, man. The people who win aren't the loudest, man. They are the most prepared, and I want us to just always be prepared this year, 2026. I want us to be prepared. And if this video helped you, man, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe and share it with somebody, man. It's your boy, the Wall Street Trapper. Salute.